In a world full of noise, your health, your peace, your purpose, they all matter. This is Wellness Matters, where every time you watch, you leave with something you can use.
Something here is made for you.
Hello, and welcome to Wellness Matters. I'm your host, JB Sims. First, thank you. Thank you for inviting me into your home, your office, your lunch break, or your retirement home, or wherever you're joining me today. I believe something very special and something that's simple, and that is your time, which is valuable. And because your time is valuable, I promise to make every minute we spend together count. Because here on Wellness Matters, we're not just filling time, we're changing lives. One conversation, one lesson, and one small step at a time. Before we begin, I'd like to ask you to do something. Go grab a notebook. If you don't have a notebook, grab a sheet of paper. If you're watching on your phone, open your notes app. Because Wellness Matters isn't simply a television program. It's a classroom, a place where we learn together, grow together, reflect together, and every episode, I'm going to ask you to write something down. Think about something. Or challenge yourself to take one practical step toward becoming healthier. I'd like you to write today's date down. Now write today's title. Welcome to Wellness Matters. My journey to wholeness begins today. Excellent. Now let's begin. Now take a moment. I'd like for you to do something. Not for me, not for your family, not for your employer, not for anyone else. Do it for you. Take one slow, deep breath. And now another. When was the last time you intentionally slowed down? Not because you had to, but because you choose to. For many of us, it's been a long time. We're constantly moving, always responding, always solving problems, always helping someone else, always doing. But today, for the next few minutes, you have my permission and have permission to simply be. Because here's something I've learned. Most people are living, but they're not well. We wake up tired, push through the day, smile when we need to, carry burdens no one else sees, handle responsibilities, meet expectations, and somewhere between taking care of everyone else, we stop taking care of ourselves. Maybe that's you today. Maybe your body is exhausted. Maybe your mind won't slow down. Maybe your spirit feels empty. Or maybe you just can't explain it. You just know something feels off. If that's you, I want you to know something. You're not alone. And more importantly, there is hope. That's why Wellness matters exist. Not to tell you to be perfect, not to pretend life isn't hard, but to remind you that becoming well is possible. And we ask, what is wellness? And I would like you to write one word, and that one word is wellness. 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 Now, thinking about that word, what comes to mind? Maybe healthy eating, exercise, losing weight, getting more sleep, or drinking water, going to the doctor. But understand, all of those are all important. But what I've discovered, wellness is much bigger than your body. You can have a healthy body and still have an unhealthy life. Think about that. You can exercise every day, eat all the right foods, take every vitamin, close every ring on your fitness watch, and still be overwhelmed. Still be anxious. Still be lonely. Still be disconnected. Because true wellness isn't just physical, it's whole person living. Here on Wellness Matters, we're going to focus on 4 areas of your life: your body, your mind, your emotions, and your spirit. Because when one area suffers, eventually all of the others do also. Let's go to your first wellness assessment, because I'd like you to draw a simple square on the paper that you've already prefaced. When we told you to go get that paper, I'm sure you got it. So we're looking for you to have that paper so we can write that space and that circle on that paper. Now divide it into 4 boxes. Label them physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now give yourself a score. 1 through 10. 10 means I'm thriving, and 1 means I need to pay attention to this. Don't overthink it. Don't judge yourself. This isn't about criticism. It's about awareness. Because awareness is the beginning of transformation. Can I tell you something I've learned? Every meaningful change in my life started the same way. Not with having all the answers, not with a perfect plan. It started with honesty. Honesty about where I was. Honesty about what wasn't working. And honesty about what needed to change. That kind of honesty isn't weakness. It's wisdom. And it's the first step toward becoming whole. When we come back, we're going to explore the 4 dimensions of wellness and why each one matters. You'll discover your body, you'll discover your mind, you'll discover your emotions, and also you'll discover your spirit. And they're all connected. And why caring for only one of them often leaves us feeling incomplete. Don't go anywhere, because this is Wellness Matters, because you matter.
As a pro snowboarder, I've crashed many times while pushing the limits. However, I didn't know the impact a brain injury can have. The risk got real for me after sustaining a traumatic brain injury while I was training for the 2010 Winter Olympics. You really need to educate yourself about brain injuries and how dangerous they can be. After my injury, the doctors were saying that the helmet saved my life. Wearing a helmet to prevent severe traumatic brain injury is a must, and so is learning what you can do to prevent concussion.
Welcome back to Wellness Matters. I'm JB Sims. If you're just joining us, today marks the beginning of a journey toward becoming healthier, a journey becoming more stronger, a journey becoming more whole. And before the break, I asked you to complete your first wellness assessment by giving yourself a score in 4 important areas of your life: your physical wellness, your mental wellness, your emotional wellness, and your spiritual wellness. Don't worry if your scores weren't as high as you hoped. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. And awareness is where lasting change begins. I'd like you to look back at those 4 scores for just a moment. Which one received your highest score? Now, which one received your lowest score? Let me tell you, don't judge yourself. Simply notice, because what we notice, we can improve. One of the biggest misconceptions about wellness is that it's only about physical health. If someone looks healthy, but appearances can be deceiving. You can look strong and still be struggling. You can smile and still be hurting. You can achieve success and still feel empty. That's why Wellness Matters looks at the whole person. Let's explore each of these 4 pillars together. When people hear the word wellness, this is usually where they begin. Exercise, nutrition, sleep, hydration, regular checkups, movements. All of these matter. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If you neglect it, eventually it will let you know. Sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly. Let me ask you something. How often do you put everyone else's needs ahead of your own? How many times have you skipped a meal because you were too busy? Ignored pain because you didn't have the time to see a doctor? Told yourself, I'll start taking care of myself next week. Here's something I've learned. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's responsible. Because the healthier you are, the better you're able to care for the people who depend on you. Let's move to something we don't always talk about, and that's our minds. Mental wellness isn't simply about the absence of illness. It's about how we think, how we process our stress, and how we respond to challenges, how we solve problems, and whether we're giving our minds the opportunity to rest. Many of us have become experts at staying busy. Do that look like you? But we've forgotten how to become still. Think about how much information you consume every day. Emails, text messages, social media, news, notifications, meetings, phone calls. Our minds rarely can get a break. No wonder so many people feel mentally exhausted. One of the healthiest things you can do this week may not be adding something. It may be turning something off. 5 minutes of just being quiet. A short walk without your phone. Throw your phone away. Reading instead of scrolling. Giving your mind permission to just breathe. Now let's talk about something many people were taught to hide, and that's our emotions. Some of us grew up believing that strength meant never crying, never asking for help, never admitting we were struggling. But emotional wellness isn't about pretending everything is okay. It's about recognizing what we're feeling, understanding why we're feeling it, and responding in healthy ways. Ask yourself, when was the last time someone asked you, how are you doing? And you answered honestly. Not with, I'm fine, but with the truth. Sometimes healing begins the moment we stop pretending. Finally, let's talk about the foundation, our spirit. For me, spiritual wellness begins with my relationship with God. It's where I find hope. It's where I find purpose. It's where I find direction. It's where I find peace. It doesn't mean life is easy. It means I'm not walking through life alone. I understand that every viewer may be on a different spiritual journey. Some of you may share my Christian faith. Others may come from different backgrounds. But I believe that every one of us wrestles with questions like these. Why am I here? What really matters? What kind of person am I really becoming? These are spiritual questions. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It simply leaves us searching. I'd like for you to return back to your wellness journal. Beside each score, write one word, just one. The word that best describes how you feel about that area of your life today. Maybe it's hopeful. Maybe it's overwhelmed. Maybe it's I'm growing. Maybe it's discouraged. Maybe it's grateful. Maybe it's tired. Maybe it's focused. And maybe it's searching. There are no right or wrong answers. This isn't about impressing anyone. This is about being honest with yourself, because every meaningful journey begins with what? Honesty. You got it. So here's today's lesson. Wellness isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the healthiest version of who you were created to be. Your body matters. Your mind matters. Your emotions matters. Your spirit matters. And when one area suffers, eventually the others begin to feel it too. That's why we're taking this journey together. One conversation, one lesson, and one step at a time. When we return, we're going to begin building your personal wellness plan. I'll share simple habits that can make a lasting difference and introduce your very first Wellness Matters Challenge. Stay with me. This is Wellness Matters because you matter.
Maybe I have with that?
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli?
You moved this?
Thanks for helping us.
No problem.
Is this strawberries? You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Wellness Matters. If you stayed with me this far, thank you, because that tells me something. It tells me that you're not just looking for information, you're looking for a transformation. And transformation begins with one decision. Not 100, just one. Early in the program, I asked you to complete your first wellness assessment. You scored yourself in 4 areas: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now, I'd like you to look at all those scores one more time. Which area received the lowest score? Circle it. Don't circle 2, don't circle 3, circle 1. Why? Because one of the biggest mistakes we make is trying to change everything at once. We get motivated, we make a long list. Tomorrow I'm going to eat perfectly, exercise every day, sleep 8 hours, read more, stress less, pray more, drink more water, call my family, volunteer, lose 20 pounds. And within a week, we overwhelmed. Real growth doesn't begin with doing everything. It begins with doing one thing. Think about how a house is built, one brick at a time. A book, 1 page at a time. A marathon, 1 step at a time. The healthiest life you'll ever live will also be built 1 decision at a time. Don't underestimate the power of small choices. A 10-minute walk, 1 healthy meal, turning your phone off 30 minutes before bed, calling someone you've been meaning to check on, 5 quiet minutes of prayer. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Small choices, repeated constantly, becoming lasting habits. Now let's build your first wellness plan together. In your wellness journey, create 3 columns. And in that first column is called where I am today. The second, where I want to be. The third, my first step. Let's use an example. If your physical wellness score was a 4, what do you want to be? Maybe it's a 7. Now ask yourself, what's 1 realistic step I can take this week? Not next month, this week. Maybe it's walking for 15 minutes 3 times this week. Maybe it's drinking more water. And maybe it's scheduling a long overdue doctor's appointment. Keep it realistic. Keep it achievable. Now do the same for your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual wellness. Remember, progress over perfection. Can I share something that I've learned over the years? I've discovered that the hardest person to lead is often ourselves. We know what we should do, but life gets busy. We become distracted. We tell ourselves, I'll start on Monday. I'll start next month. I'll start when things calm down. The truth is, life rarely slows down on its own. We have to choose to slow down. That's one of the reasons I created Wellness Matters. Not because I have every answer, but because I believe we grow stronger when we learn together. Every 2 weeks, we have another opportunity to stop. We have another opportunity to reflect. We have another opportunity to learn and take another step forward. That's a journey worth taking. Now it's time for your first Wellness Matters Challenge. And this challenge isn't about changing your whole life. It's about changing one habit. Here's your assignment for the next 2 weeks. Every day, just spend 10 intentional minutes investing in yourself. Those 10 minutes should include 1 minute to breathe deeply and become present, 3 minutes to move your body, 3 minutes to feed your mind by reading something positive or educational, 3 minutes to nurture your spirit through prayer, quiet reflection, scripture, meditation, or simply expressing gratitude to your health, your faith, and values. At the end of each day, answer these 3 questions in your wellness journal. What gave me energy today? What drained my energy today? What is one thing I'm grateful for today? Don't skip this exercise. Small reflections lead in meaningful discoveries. Before we close, I want you to remember one simple truth. Wellness is not about something or becoming someone you're not. It's about becoming the healthiest version of who you already are. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. Your journey is your journey. Celebrate your progress. Learn from your setbacks and keep moving forward. One step, one habit, one day at a time. I'd also like to invite you to become part of the Wellness Matters community. If there's a wellness topic you'd like us to explore, if you know a physician, a therapist, counselor, educator, fitness professional, nutrition expert, researcher, coach, faith leader, or community advocate who could educate our viewers, or if you believe you have expertise that could benefit our audience, we'd love to hear from you. Simply email us at jbsims@jbsims.org. Please include your name, your area of expertise, and a brief description of the topic you'd like to share. No matter where you live in the world, if your goal is to educate and empower others, we love to explore the possibility of having you as a guest on Wellness Matters. As we end our very first episode together, I want to thank you. Thank you for investing in yourselves. Thank you for being willing to pause. Thank you for being willing to reflect and begin this journey with me. Remember, wellness is not just a destination. It's a lifelong commitment to caring for your body, protecting your mind, understanding your emotions, and nurturing your spirit. We'll continue this journey together every 2 weeks. Until then, take one step, keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing, and change is possible. I'm JB Sims, and thank you for watching Wellness Matters. Take care of your body, protect your mind, nurture your spirit, live with purpose, and remember, because you matter.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Because every time you watch, you should leave with something you can use. Something that benefits your life, your mind, and your peace. This is Wellness Matters. Come back and grow with us.
Something here is made